If you're moving to Southwest Florida and trying to figure out schools in Lee County online, you may be getting a lot of mixed information. And that's because the way school assignments work in Lee County has changed over the last few years. So today I'm breaking it down in a really simple way. How school zones actually work now, choice actually means for you, and the difference between public, private, and charter schools. So you can make the best decision for your family. And really quick, if schools are a big part of your move, I really recommend having a strategy early. You can actually book a one-on-one call with me in the link directly to my calendar below. We will walk through your specific situation and go over what areas may make the most sense for you. And if we haven't met yet, I am Jessica Gatewood, a locally born and raised real estate agent here in Southwest Florida, and I help families make the move from start to finish here. Okay, let's start with the most important thing to understand. Lee County is now a primarily zoned district based on your proximity. So that means your child is assigned a zone based on your distance to these schools. You generally cannot pick any school in the county anymore. Here's where it gets a little confusing. There can still be some flexibility within your proximity zone. In many cases, there are multiple schools within your zone, so you will still have a choice. When you do your enrollment, you will enroll in kindergarten, and then again in 6th grade, and then again in 9th grade, unless you're in a K through 12 school, and unless you move schools in between those times. So when you do your initial enrollment at any of those points in time of your life, you will likely be given still a choice and able to rank your schools in order of what you want. So that's where the confusion lies is, now we are confined to, you must stay within the zone that is closest to your home, but you likely still have some choices within that zone. So let's talk about how those assignments actually happen. As I mentioned, when you apply, enroll your student for school, whether that be kindergarten, 6th grade, or 9th grade, you give your home address, and then you are assigned a zone within the district. So for instance, when you move to Cape Coral, you're not just open to every school in Cape Coral. It really depends on your specific address, and then there is a map where the different zones are outlined. So again, Cape Coral is not just one choice of schools. It's really relevant to your exact address. So if school ratings or offerings are very important to you, it's very important that we pay attention to the area that you're looking at and what schools are going to be available to you. Again, you can reach out to me anytime to go over stuff like this. The best way to get to me is booking a call directly in my calendar that ensures that I am free and able to speak to you. That link is in the description below. All right, now let's break down the different types of schools because this is where you will find a lot of options. First, there's the traditional public school. This is run by the Lee County School District, and this is where those zones and proximity rules come into play. So next is charter schools. Charter schools are still public schools and they are tuition free, but they operate independently from the Lee County School District. So the key difference is they are not tied to your home address. Most charter schools have their own application process, and many of them are on a lottery system because there are not as many charter schools within Lee County. So there is almost always a waiting list to get into those. You may get a preference if you live nearby, but it's not a guarantee. So again, the main difference here is with Lee County School District at public schools, you enroll your student and you are guaranteed a spot in a school in Lee County. With the charter schools, you're applying for a spot. You are not guaranteed a spot. So if they don't, you may get put onto a waiting list. And then we have private schools. Private schools are completely separate from the public school system. These schools are tuition based. They are not tied to a zoning or a proximity, and then they all have different application and acceptance policies. Some of these private schools, especially now since the great state of Florida offers tuition grants. All students who want to go to private school, you apply at the beginning of the year and you get an amount for, depending on what grade level you're in, different amounts towards your tuition for private school. So with that became a great shift from public to private school, and which means increased wait lists to get into these schools. So that is something to factor in, that if private school is on your radar, you need to start that process earlier than you may think. And then some of these private schools they all have different requirements. They could have entrance exams, they could have interviews, and then again, they likely have a wait list. So it's important to get on much sooner than you really would think. Now, here's my biggest advice if you are relocating here with children of school age or almost to school age, you need to think about your schools and your home purchase together. Because in Lee County, where you live directly impacts your school options now more than ever. This isn't a school system where you buy now and then just choose your favorite school later. And even if you had the ability to drive your student to a school further away from your home, the public school system is not designed to make that easy for you. So what I typically help my clients do is we identify the schools that you may be interested in, and then we will tailor our home search around that. This way you're not guessing and you're making a really informed decision from the beginning. The worst case scenario would be to come here, find a home you love, move in and get to where, say your kid's 3 or 4, and then now it's time to sign up for kindergarten and you realize that the schools around you are not the best fit for you. And then you have to think about moving again. Like that's what I'm trying to help you avoid. That's exactly what I do with my clients. Again, if you want to discuss this or, start making a plan, you can use the link below to schedule a call. Again, that's the best way to get in touch with me. That ensures that I am free and able to focus solely on our discussion. So if you want help doing that, that's exactly what I do with my clients day in and day out. The best way to get on the call with me is to schedule in the link below that takes you directly to my calendar. And that way we can map it out together. If this video was helpful, make sure that you like and subscribe. I put out new videos every week with content just like this. What it's really like living in Southwest Florida, what you need to know before you make that move, and then, of course, market updates. If you want even more behind-the-scenes info, you can sign up to receive my weekly Front Porch News email. That is market insights, new developments happening, and local updates. If you're thinking about making a move, don't try to figure it out all on your own. That's what I'm here for, and that's what I love helping people just like you do every single day. You can book a call with me below on my calendar or, shoot me a text, email, call me anytime. I would love to be of service to you. Again, I'm Jessica Gatewood, and I'm a local real estate expert here in Southwest Florida. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.